Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have an Empire versus Beastmen matchup, and this is going to be an army that's very familiar to you guys. Flagellants, Halberdiers, Celestial Wizard, Gunners, Spears, War Unbreakable units, Hammer Witches. I do have Boris, of course, and Amber Wizard. And the usual change, I usually just bring the Jade Wizard for safety, but I thought it would be super fun to just run the Celestial Wizard this time. You can see Sterling's Revenge here and 2 Free Company Militia. Over here, my ally, and this was one of his, I think, first multiplayer games, so definitely loved playing with him and hope to play with him again. You can see here he's got some swordsmen and a pikemen and swords in front line. Definitely like that. Very similar, I think, to kind of my idea here, interspersing the infantry killing and the anti-large killing. He does have Karl Franz with a Jade Wizard. He's got 2 Demigryph Knights with Halberds, 2 Great Swords, a Hellstorm Rocket Battery, which is always a great choice, and he's got just some Empire Knights over here. I believe, does he just have 1? Yeah. Over here you can see 3 Goreherd lead the charge as a meat shield with the most of his forces in this forest. Korngors, Minotaurs, more Korngors, Warhounds, Minotaurs, Malagor, and Chaos Manticore. So some Hounds of Pestilence over there. And they're going to be pushing around, getting in here, and he's got some Spearmen up front to scout. Over here, my opponent does have 4 units of Goreherd. He's got a Goreherd with shields. He's got 2 Ungor Spears. He's got some Bullgors with a Gore Bull in the forest. Very terrifying anti-large component. Need to keep those guys away from my Griffins. Malagor, and a Bray Shaman of Shadows. So we're going to get this started. You can see I'm trying to shoot at these Bray Shaman, or the Cygor, and I'm really just not hitting him ever, which kind of sucks. See, there I hit him, stunned him, but it did it do even any damage? Oh man, he just has so much hit points. So it's just really just doing almost nothing. So up in the front you can see my Knights Panther are coming in for a charge on these unsupported infantry, as I like to do, so just trying to get some early damage. But you can see the Cygor just blasted through some of his own Goreherd, doing a ton of damage. But you can see my Knights Panther are actually taking a decent bit of damage. You can see Uranen's Thunderbolt is going to come down here. Come on, boom! Oh, he's going to dodge most of it, but I get a decent amount. You can see Withering coming down here. Definitely don't want to stay fighting there. So I do bring my Griffins over into him to kind of take out that Cygor, but it's going to leave my front line pretty woefully unprotected here, which is not going to be good. Over here you can see some Goreherd are going up some pikes. These Goreherd are fighting some pikemen and some swordsmen, and then you can see these Empire Knights did get a nice, I think, a nice charge on these spears, and then the Demigryphs over here are starting to deal with these guys. Karl Franz may be going for some scouting. And you can see the Hellstorm Rocket Battery has changed positions, so really good stuff there. And you can see these guys are coming forward. You can see the Cygor is being taken out, but not really fast enough. These are kind of my main killing power here, and these Goreherd are going to get in basically slightly molested, but mostly unhurt. So you can see my Zendler's Rice Guard readying up for another charge into their back lines as they approach. Pit of Shades is going to be coming down as this fight continues. You can see my Halberds are going to get an enfeebling foe cast on them, and I'm going to answer, I believe, with a what's it called? Harmonic Convergence. Karl Franz dueling a Manticore in the air. That Manticore is not going to like that fight, and you can see these Demigryph Knights are in a fight with Korngors and Minotaurs. So those Demigryphs, that is just a little bit too much for them to handle. You can see these Empire Knights are just getting swarmed by Bullgors with their 152 armor piercing and huge anti-large bonus. So those Empire Knights are not going to last very long. Over here you can see these spears have been taken out with very little loss of health to the Demigryphs. And you can see the Hellstorm, nice job protecting the Hellstorm. Over here you can see Curse of the Midnight Wind being dropped. Harmonic Convergence there is helping them survive, and I still haven't dealt with that Cygor, and it's been so long. So my Knights Panther are going up the middle. My Free Company Militia are trying to support, but it's just I'm having a hard time clicking them. And then you can see my Hammer of Witches is opening fire. My Zenler's Ice Guard are running away because he pulled these Bulgors over here. And I'm now just shooting them with my Hammer of Witches. Over here, finally got this guy. He is shattered. Finally coming back. It's about time. I need to support this main line because it's not going very well. And Mordor still has 4 more Chaos Spawn summons. So I definitely have to keep that in mind. Goreherd, some of those guys got roasted. Over here you can see the Demigryph Knights doing a good chunk of damage on Malagor. But they are taking a decent amount of damage. And you can see over here the Empire Knights have routed, but these Demigryphs are now free. You can see that this front line is going pretty well. I did bring my Zenler's Ice Guard over here to finish these guys off. But while I've been doing that, he's going to pull his Manticore in. You can see he's still shooting at the Bulgors, but my Knights Panther here just are kind of getting crushed, and my Sterling's Revenge are having a hard time firing. I don't quite know why, but you can see my Amber Wizard is going to go after his Wizard here. Tattersouls are fighting some Spearmen in the forest, and trading not very cost effectively with their low melee defense. But you can see my Sigmar Sons coming around. And then he did spawn some Chaos Spawn, bring his Manticore in. So he's doing a great job of shutting down really a lot of my killing power. You can see here the Bulgors are taking a decent amount of damage. Flagellants are coming in. I still have like this full unit, but you can see a lot of those guys aren't firing as well. Boris is going to get in here with the Zenler's Ice Guard. You can see I do deal with that Bray Shaman finally. And the other units. You can see my stuff is routing though. He's got some Warhounds in my back lines. You can see I just shoot my own Sterling's Revenge there. You can see Bulgor is slowly losing though. The Curse of the Midnight Wind helping to kind of stabilize Amber Wizard on half health, but still decently healthy. Really the problem is Morgr full health and these Bulgors and the Chaos Spawn are coming out like crazy. And then over here you can see these guys are just slowly grinding away at the Empire Infantry. And these Swordsmen and the Pikemen really have no chance against the Corngors. The Corngors are just such an elite infantry. So you can see I do turn my cannon around and I'm going to be firing at these Bulgors before they can get to me over here. So you can see I've dealt with the Core Bolt. Now I got to move on to these Chaos Spawn. So Zenler's Ice Guard coming in on the Chaos Spawn. I've surrounded these for the Sphero Manticore and Morgr. And I'm going to be trying to pull out a lot of my stuff. See, he's bringing his Chaos Warhounds. He knows that I've turned my Hammer of Witches. So my Knights Panther are going to try and intercept. See, I'm just slowly dealing with these Chaos Spawn, swarming around his Hero Blob. Not Hero Blob, just Morgr. So hard to kill. He's just in here, all angry. Which is great. But you can see some Corngors are coming as well, which is not good. I really need to keep this Hammer of Witches active because look at those Bulgors. They're still very healthy. They have all their units left. So that's terrifying. But my Knights Panther have dealt with those guys. And I see these Corngors coming, so I need to bring some armor piercing over there. What is really my only armor piercing that I have left? My Flying Lords. So I can't afford to drop my Flying Lords in here yet. If I do, I lose my Hammer of Witches. So I'm going to bring my guys over here, bring my Spear Pikemen in to save the crew, and then get ready for some rear charges. Hope Crush the Weak can finish this off pretty quickly. But you can see I've kind of formed a firing line. He raises his Chaos Spawn in the middle, but I've surrounded him in free company. So hopefully they start to fire soon. You can see I'm starting to manually target each side. And oh god, 2 Chaos Spawn. So this is not the best. I really need my free company militia to start shooting. Come on. Come on. There we go. They're starting. Maybe. Oh god. Yeah. So this is not going the best. Over here, my Zenler's Ice Guard are holding down some Corngors while my Lord finishes out with this guy. You can see over here, Carl is holding up admirably. And my cannon will be shooting in here, doing some damage to him, but hopefully doing more damage to the stuff around here. So you can see he does pull out because he realized I was shooting him, which is very friendly of me to do. But here you can see I finally kind of have my guys shooting somewhat. They're still obstructed, I don't know why. But you can see this Manticore is going to come over here, shut these guys down. There we go, now they're starting to shoot. So I'm going to pull my Pikemen over here, my Zentlers, what's left of my Knights Panther. My Celestial Wizard is the only thing kind of keeping these guys in the fight. You can see Morgr is going to come over here, start laying a smacking on my free company. And there's really nothing I can do because I had to put my heroes over here. But you can see we're doing some nice damage, at least to the Chaos Spawn and to the Feral Manticore. Then over here you can see that consistent cannon fire just kind of helped bleed through a lot of this stuff. And now I've switched to the Corn Gores, and I'm going to go charge him with my Knight's Panther. You can see over here I'm kind of just stuck on some Hounds of Pestilence. Not the best, there we go. But now I'm ready to kind of finally go deal with the Manticore, and then Mortar. Still at like full health. You can see these Corn Gores are coming back, they're going to lay a smacking. Free Company Militia getting ready. Just kind of sitting around. I need to retarget all this stuff. But I was kind of content with Mortar just killing whatever he wanted while I did this. Because I think he is out. I think he's summoned 4. So he really just has that regeneration going for him. And I'm pretty sure Boris can take him. You can see over here Karl Franz and his remaining great swords cleaning up a lot of the remaining Beastmen units. So yeah, it's just Mortar and some Chaos Warhounds. You can see, yeah, we're just going to jump in here. Boris is finally going to bring Total War to the Beastmen. If it's not Kazrak, Mortar is a fine second. This was just a super fun battle. I love using the Cav. I love using the Griffins. It's just the most fun, I think, playstyle for me personally. See these guys just laying a smacking. I like having the cheap infantry that can't win by itself. I think it's just a super fun playstyle, super aggressive, and contingent on kind of doing the right moves at the right time. You can see here Mortar is going to rout just kind of from army losses. Free Company shooting these Corn Gore in the back as they rout the Free Company. So definitely a pretty Pyrrhic victory. You can see my Flagellants did pretty well. My Tattersouls, Zinler's Reichsguard, always along with those Knights Panther racking up a decent amount of kills. Free Company Militia just doing what they needed to do. We'll go look over here at God Emperor Kami of Altdorf. Karl Franz, of course, with God Emperor Kami of Altdorf. You got to be Karl Franz. Empire Knights actually doing pretty well. Demigryphs, great swords. But yeah, they were just kind of put up against a lot of Corn Gores. And you can see here, Quazzle was the one going up against God Emperor. He only had 2 Corn Gores. There were 3 Corn Gores over there. Prattman over here seemed to think that beating me would be something easy, so he go ahead and sent an extra 1,400 gold Kami's way to try and overwhelm him, while Mortar kind of held that side. So yeah, that is just a very expensive unit to kind of double down on the enemy on the other side. And an interesting tactic. I definitely liked it. And it helped kind of just overwhelm a lot of Kami's infantry, just because there was one extra super elite unit on the field that maybe Kami just didn't have an answer for. So, great game here from these guys. And anyways, thanks so much for watching. That's that.